Ole Miss quarterback Jaxson Dart just inked an NIL deal so unique that it is a first of its kind. And it's a really big deal, not just for Jaxson, but I do think it's a big deal and a sign for Ole Miss as well. So we're going to talk about it right here after I ask you to please like the video if you have not already and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment as well. I appreciate you guys being here, but I would love to hear from you. So tell me in the comments down below what you think about this NIL deal between Jaxson Dart and Nicholas Ayer. So reading from On3, the Ole Miss quarterback inked an endorsement deal with the aforementioned Nicholas Ayer, making it a first partnership of its kind, facilitated by Everett Sports Marketing's Jeff Hoffman. The deal calls for Dart to have hours using Nicholas Ayer's fleet of private jets for travel, training, and philanthropy. It's also not the first time that he has worked with a private jet company. There's a activation with the Brander Group and Wheels Up that include Ole Miss athletes as an all-encompassing deal, but this is a one-of-its-kind, first-of-its-kind, single-player private jet marketing deal between Jaxson Dart and that of Nicholas Ayer. And first of all, this is great for Jaxson Dart. He is a transfer portal success story. He was at USC, as you guys know. Coaching change, in comes Caleb Williams. He doesn't want to leave USC, but he wasn't going to play over Caleb Williams, so he hits the portal, finds a home at Ole Miss, and becomes a star in the college football world under Lane Kiffin. And Jaxson Dart now, in this deal now, is what people say all the time, the buzz phrase, what NIL was supposed to be. This is what it's supposed to be. He's a quality player on the field and proven in the SEC that he's a quality quarterback, but he's also marketable. His name, image, and likeness actually means something. He's a very smart, well put together, really good player, and because of that, marketing deals are going to come his way. So that's great for him. The details are not out in terms of like how many hours he will get to use in a year with this partnership with Nicholas Ayer. Steve Sarkisian's contract gives him 20 hours of private jet uses per year, by the way. So I assume it would be less than that. So we don't have these specific details there. But any kind of expenses-free travel with a private jet company is a pretty sweet deal. I imagine also that they're going to use that for some of those wide receiver little like mini camps that you see some college quarterbacks and pro quarterbacks doing now. Wouldn't be surprised to see that mixed in here as well. So it's great for Jaxson. Big deal, unique deal. He has earned it with his play on the field and his marketability. All that is very true. But I do think this means something more for Ole Miss, because remember when NIL was just getting started, there was this talking point that only the players at the biggest programs were going to be marketable, that only the big programs are going to benefit, and the lesser programs are going to just fall further and further behind. There's going to be a separation, an even greater separation between the haves and the have-nots. And most of those people were not talking about a program like at Ole Miss when they were talking about the haves separating themselves from the have-nots. They were talking about a very small group of very specific programs that were going to benefit from this era. And as we talked about on the radio show at the time, and as we continue to talk about, it's just not true. It never was true. If you do it right, you can benefit. And Ole Miss now is benefiting not only with fundraising and the collective, but a deal like this shows you that you don't have to play at Alabama. You don't have to play at Ohio State or USC. That Lane Kiffin now can go into living rooms and sell at Ole Miss. You can play quarterback here. You don't have to go to LA. You don't have to do that. You don't have to go to the flashy programs. You don't have to be in Austin. You can be at Ole Miss, and not only can you play well and win games and be a preseason Heisman contender, if you look at the odds and stuff, his name is included in all of those. So not only can you play and win, which is what Lane Kiffin is proving that you can do at Ole Miss, but you can be marketable with a private jet company, among others that are, I assume, going to be announced in the very near future. So that, I think, is a really big deal for Ole Miss, that you can say, you don't have to go to Alabama. You don't have to go to USC. You don't have to go to Ohio State. You can go right there to Ole Miss and still be marketable in that unique groundbreaking kind of way. I think that's a big selling point for Lane Kiffin and his program moving forward, and other programs as well that are taking advantage of this era. But of course, since we're here in Mississippi, this is the one we talk about. So big deal for Jaxson Dart. Big deal, I think, for Ole Miss as well. The Rebel quarterback, a partner with a private jet company. College sports in 2024. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you on the next one.